wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club, and let's get in some front page news. Morning, Tess.
Good morning, DJ MV. Good morning, Jess Hilarious.
Hey, girl.
Hey, sweetie. I guess Charlamagne to join us in the morning. So good morning, Charlamagne. You listening?
Yeah, he'll be here in a second.
I love your hair, Tess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You like?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so glad to have a woman around to get a compliment every now and then. Thank you, Jess.
Mm-hmm. Let's jump right in the front page news. Now, over the weekend was the Super Bowl. If you haven't seen it, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the 49ers 25-22 in overtime. They're the Super Bowl champions back-to-back, and they're going for 3. They said they want a 3-peat, so we'll see how that works out. Great game. I loved it. A very defensive game. I thought it was pretty dope. Congratulations to Taylor Swift.
Hey, yo, that is super
Chiefs,
shady.
Mahomes and, of course, Taylor Swift. They showed Taylor Swift so many times on that damn screen.
Well, in the beginning, they did it. They only showed her one time when she was chugging a beer.
Chugging a beer.
Something like that.
Then they showed a bunch of pictures with Ice Spice. Then second half, it was a bunch of Taylor Swift.
Ice Spice don't never look like she know what she had, yo. But it was nice to see
let me say this about Taylor Swift. They said the Taylor Swift advertising effect, there were record-breaking numbers in advertising. They spent $996 million on TV slots.
Wow.
Advertisers spent about $7 million for 30-second commercials, up 10% increase from last year's event. And they are literally calling it the Taylor Swift advertising effect.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Well, let's jump right into the news. Let's talk about Joel Osteen's church.
Yeah, sad news yesterday. Folks, just out of nowhere, you saw breaking news yesterday about a woman in a trench coat, armed with a long rifle and accompanied by a young child, entered Pastor Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church on Sunday afternoon and began firing. Take a listen.
A peaceful day of prayer.
Active shooter out of Central area, Lakewood Church.
Turning violent. Around 2 p.m. local time, Houston police say a female shooter entered Lakewood Church, the worshiping home of televangelist pastor Joel Osteen, a mega church that can hold 16,000 people.
She was armed with a long rifle and a trench coat with a backpack, accompanied by a small child, approximately 4 to 5 years old. Once she entered, at some point she began to fire.
All of a sudden, we just heard in the backstage, somewhere around the back out there, a few shots fired.
This man says he was waiting for a Spanish service to begin when gunshots rang out.
The officer and agent engaged, striking the female.
Police say the shooter died at the scene, adding the young child with her was hit and is in critical condition.
Wow.
Yeah, so sad news with that child. Now, again, as of last night, anything can change. The child was still in a critical condition. There has not been a motive yet, but again, as the story continues to develop, they may find out if there was some reason behind what she did. Now, another man was also shot in the leg. Mm-hmm. Who's doing okay as a result of that. He's not in critical condition. They don't believe that he was involved. Now, she said she had a bomb when she entered the church, so they did go and search her car. They didn't find anything there. She was spraying some type of substance, but the investigators believe that this is an isolated event, and again, no motive at this time. It was 2 off-duty law officers as well that I want people to know. So it was a Houston police officer and an agent with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission that engaged and struck the woman who died on the scene. I think people were just really shocked that she was a female. Mm-hmm. She was about 30 to 35 years old, from what I understand.
Now, the other people that got shot, was it friendly fire? Meaning, was it, them trying to shoot her and they got hit, or we don't know as of yet?
It says it's unclear if who fired the shot, who struck the child, where that came from. They said at this moment it is unclear. And it's also unclear what the child's relationship was to the shooter.
Right.
And then the 57-year-old, they have not, at least as of last night, because, these reports got to continue to update throughout the day. Mm-hmm. They are not sure, they're just saying he was shot in the leg and seeking treatment at the hospital. They didn't specify whether it was from her or from friendly fire. So I'm sure that'll change, this morning when they go through the news cycle.
Wow.
I mean, when I see things like this, and of course, Texas is a place where you can carry, right? And I'm sure a lot of people in that congregation had weapons. And I always think, like, if they didn't, would she have been able to kill many people? You know what I mean? Would we be talking about a different situation if it would have been a place like New York where you can't carry like that, or a place where, in other areas where you can't carry, if the situation would have been a lot worse,
Well, the churches are on high alert. They've been on high alert, especially since we've been having this war. It's constantly been on high alert, but especially since we've had this war. Because remember, Bishop T.D. Jakes talked about this, I guess, when he was trending online about, his involvement and all the other mess that they were talking about. And he actually said that day that they were upping security. They've been upping security lately because of the threats they've been receiving. Mm-hmm. So the way these mega churches are set up, I've just belonged to one for years. When you walk in, you're just not walking in. They're looking. They're looking at. A lot of churches won't allow you to go in with trench coats. They won't allow you to have big bags. They won't have. So they are really, about their business on security. So you're not just walking in and just, doing whatever. And they look out for suspicious activity. So she was stopped, immediately. Now, Pastor Olsen said if this had been when they were changing, people walking through, changing services, it could have been much worse. Wow. So the timing of it was also helpful as well, according to what they said.
All right. Well, thank you, Tez. We'll see you next hour. What are we talking about next hour?
Oh, man, Donald Trump went in on Nikki Haley's husband, and he made a shocking statement encouraging Russia to, quote, do whatever the hell they want. So tap in at the top of the hour. I'll tell you more.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Let us know how your weekend was. Did you watch the game? What were your thoughts? Whatever it may be, get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, let's get in some front page news. Now, over the weekend, again, if you missed it, the Chiefs beat the 49ers 25-22. Great defensive game. And, of course, Usher killed the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, salute to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They're officially a dynasty now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you win back-to-back Super Bowls, 3 in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been a team more dominant in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because my son is a Ravens fan, but he has favorite players, and his favorite quarterback is Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
So he really was happy. So
That's
I had
dope.
to be happy for him. I was like, oh.
Patrick is that dude. He one of them once in a generational talent.
Ashton was like, he got a soccer team? I said, no, he don't. He said, yes, he do. I said, okay. I didn't know that Patrick Mahomes purchased a soccer team. That's good, too.
Well, Patrick Mahomes talks after the Super Bowl and talks about being a dynasty.
I'm just proud of the guys that kept believing, and I'm proud of the coaches for calling up those plays. They got us some touchdowns there at the end.
You go on and win the championship, being the underdog the last 3 games in the playoffs. Maybe a lesson learned for everybody else out there in the future.
Yeah, just know that the Kansas City Chiefs are never underdogs. Just know that.
I'm just glad Travis Kelce didn't score the touchdown to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
If Travis Kelce would have scored the touchdown to win the Super Bowl, then Beyonce would have dropped 2 songs for nothing. Usher would have performed for nothing, because it really would have been all about Travis Kelce and Taylor. By the way, it already is.
It is.
But if Travis would have scored the touchdown to win the Super Bowl, oh my God.
And do you know that we're making it more about her with all these hypotheticalnesses?
Hypotheticalnesses?
Yeah. That's it.
That's all I was thinking about. Because I thought, everybody always likes to say the NFL is rigged. Mm-hmm. All I kept thinking was they are setting it up for Travis Kelce to score the winning touchdown. And by the way, he almost did. The play before the touchdown, he was on the 5-yard line before he got tackled. I was like, here it go.
Yeah, he was almost in.
Here it go.
He was almost in.
But clearly the refs wasn't on their side in the first half. We actually knew that.
Who told you that, Ashton?
Yes.
I know.
So, all right. It don't matter.
It was bad
My
penalties
son
in the
teaches
first
me
half.
so much. I said, all right, now I'm writing it down like I can't wait to see this on the video tomorrow.
Well, let's jump right into Trump, Tez.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. As Donald Trump and Nikki Haley prepare to see who wins in South Carolina on February 24th, Donald Trump got personal with Nikki Haley's husband this weekend in South Carolina at a rally at the Coastal Carolina University in Conway. Let's take a listen to what he said and then Nikki Haley's response.
Where's her husband? Oh, he's away. He's away. What happened to her husband? What happened to her husband? Where is he? He's gone. He knew.
Donald Trump had a rally today, and in that rally, he mocked my husband's military service. And I'll say this, Donald, if you have something to say, don't say it behind my back. Get on a debate stage and say it to my face. If you mock the service of a combat veteran, you don't deserve a driver's license, let alone being president of the United States.
I'm 100% positive Donald Trump has no idea Nikki Haley's husband is in the military.
I don't think he knows.
I don't think he knows.
I just think he don't. I don't
He
think
knows.
Yeah,
she talks about it all the time.
Oh, he don't have a clue.
Nope.
I don't believe he has a goddamn clue.
No, I think
he don't have a problem telling people in the military that they're losers. He did that with John McCain, saying that he got taken by the POW. So
yeah,
he may know.
Now I didn't hear the whole audio. So did he reference her husband being away in the military in that audio?
He did not. He was just saying, where was she?
And that's my problem with people.
What?
That's my problem with the media.
What?
You can't say how a person feels. She said he's mocking the fact my husband is in the military. How is that mocking the fact her husband is in the military?
No, she just said your husband's not around.
Exactly. How do you jump to the conclusion? I mean, how do you jump to the conclusion that he's mocking my husband being in the military? That, in a way, is kind of fake news, yo.
Well, I mean, she said it multiple times that her husband is in the military active duty. Now, whether he listened to that or not, and again, it's campaigning. You're going to use whatever you can. But absolutely. Just for the point of reference, he is serving active duty deployment in Horn of Africa for South Carolina Army National Guard. He responded on X, formerly known as Twitter, showing a photo of a wolf, saying the difference between humans and animals would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. So to your point, Charlamagne, she has said this multiple times. You're saying that you don't think that he did know? And you're saying the connection of mocking.
I don't think he knew. And even if he did know, he never said anything about him being away in the military. All he said was, where is Nikki's husband? Mm-hmm. Where is he? For people who don't know, who haven't been paying attention, they probably like, damn, where is he? All you got to do is answer the question. My husband is away in the military.
Let's see about this one. Let's see if this is a little bit more clear about what Donald Trump said when we talk about his comments of NATO. Now, at the same rally, he encouraged Russia.
Those were 100% clear.
Yeah. So he encouraged Russia to do whatever the hell they want to any NATO country that does not pay enough. Let's take a listen to that.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
Those comments were 100% clear, and that would absolutely lead to World War III.
Absolutely. And just so people understand, it's not NATO does not have a bill that they pay. They are encouraged to invest 2% of their gross domestic product into this fund. And many of them have not been meeting that target, but it's not a delinquent, bill type of thing. So they haven't been meeting, a lot of them haven't been meeting this target for years. And Trump has always complained about that other countries in NATO don't spend the amount of money that the United States have, which is, a valid complaint, but just want to be clear, it's not a bill. He's always threatened to withdraw the U.S. from NATO. But his comments Saturday were the most direct indication that he does not intend to defend NATO allies from Russian attacks. President Joe Biden said Sunday that Trump is making it clear that he will abandon our NATO allies and that Trump admits that he intends to give Putin a green light for more war and violence to continue his brutal assault against a free Ukraine and to expand his aggression to the people of Poland. Are appalling and dangerous.
Yeah,
and several other people spoke out on it.
Yeah, and that's what the media should be focused on. Like, those are comments that will 100% lead to World War III if they were to ever happen. Like, if he was to ever do that. So it's just like that's what people should be focusing on. That is a comment that people should take and posterize and play in media over and over and over and over, especially the Biden campaign.
Now, for people that don't know what NATO is, I mean, we all learned it in school. You want to break down what NATO is and why NATO was, there to protect some of those countries?
Yeah, thank you. So NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was founded in 1949. It's a group of 31 countries from Europe and North America that exist to protect the people and territory of its members. The alliance is founded on the principle of collective defense, meaning that if one NATO ally is attacked, then all NATO allies are attacked. For example, when terrorists attacked the United States on 9/11/2001, all NATO allies stood with America as if they've all been attacked. So in simple words, America looks at NATO as the homies.
The gang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gang. That's how they look. So saying, oh, you on your own. Yeah, Russia, not only, you on your own, but do whatever the hell you want is a really alarming statement, very dangerous.
Yeah, Trump is really the worst bill collector ever. I mean, he'd be a terrible landlord. I mean, we know he's already been a terrible landlord, but he won't give you no grace.
Nope.
You late a little bit, you delinquent a little bit, you let a whole country attack you? Attack them? That's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not delinquent. That's the whole thing. It's a fund. You know, you put money into a pot. You know, in simple terms. You know, they're saying everybody should pay their fair share, and you know, which I get the gripe of it all, but it's certainly not a requirement. It's just a request. So,
all right,
there it is.
And that is Front Page News. Thank you, Tez.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow at Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to at Tesla and Figaro's podcast. It's Great Shot No Chaser podcast.
Subscribe.
On the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. It's subscribe.
Oh my God.
Subscribe.
All right.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.